it is the summer holidays and it is exactly 10 weeks until the new school year starts again, which means there's plenty of time to work on my goals and my ambitions and just things that I would want to do. So there are some goals I do have for the new year. I'm going to follow an economics minor, so I will need to basically learn economics. So that's what I'm going to do. I want to enhance my German. I want to enhance my cello playing and really get that back on track again, because there's an orchestra I want to audition for. And then in general, I just want to level up my foundational habits that will create sort of a good basis for anything else that I want to do and will allow me to really go for it next academic year. So based on these goals, I created a few categories: education, which is going to be my German and my economics. Then we've got creative, which is going to be my cello playing and working on conscious consumer, or just my YouTube, anything sort of what falls in that category. And then we've got the category body and mind, and that is basically the foundational habit that I want to get back on track. So that is my 10,000 steps a day. I've done that since I was 17. However, because of the exam season, I didn't have that much time to get all my steps in. So I want to get back on the exact 10,000 steps or more. My sleep schedule has been a mess. So I want to get that foundation good again, because sleep is just the most important thing for processing and energy. So I think that is so important to get back on track. So I want to get my sleep to be 10:30 at the latest, and then later on I can hopefully move it back even more so I can get into an early morning routine. Then I want to get into more sports, so do more than just my walking. I do also cycle a lot for uni, like to get to uni. However, I think it'd be nice to get some sports in or workout to level up my mental game, but also just in general to move in different ways. So I will do some sports or workout. I want to get into the only snacks that I eat, I want to be fruit and veg, because I have a sensitive gut, and to have time for all of these commitments and ambitions and also be on holiday and just doing normal holiday stuff, I don't want to consume more than 45 minutes of social media. And then I have the element of play. That's a category I'm not sure whether I'm going to talk about too much, but I will include that at the bottom of my habit tracker, because I just want to incorporate a little bit more play into my life and doing things that don't necessarily have an end goal, just to create a more, I don't know, just do things for fun. Like I said, it's 10 weeks and it's going to be a process of slow integration. So it's not, I'm going to have my habit tracker, and the goal is to then just improve a little bit every single day. The most important goal is just creating these sustainable habits. So I don't want it to become too overwhelming or anything like that. So I'm genuinely super excited, because this work on your habits and goals when you have a clear vision is so exciting, and it is the only thing I actually want to work on. So let's get started. So I just did the first handstand workout. My wrist kind of hurt, so I guess I did something right. And now for today, I'm gonna need to do some editing for Conscious Consumer, and then I'm gonna go on a small walk. And I think we've done everything that I need to do today then. So we're editing the second episode. Alright, day 1 is over. We've completed the first day. So we did the 10,000 steps, did the handstand challenge, did my cello playing, only fruit and veggie snacks. I did not do that. I did have ice cream, so I'm gonna put that in. I did do German. I had my German class, and I got my 10,000 steps because I walked on a walking pad at incline 16 actually during my German class. I think that's a really good combo. I did feel a little bit, I wasn't sure whether I should do it. I felt a little bit embarrassed doing it, but it worked and I actually enjoyed it, and it feels so productive. So I'm gonna do that again tomorrow. social media for max 45 minutes. Yes, I did not go on social media at all, so that's great. I did do 5 minutes for conscious consumerism. Yeah, I've got 10 minutes before it's past. So we're gonna see. This is a struggle for me, going to bed on time. Before we're gonna go for that challenge, I do want to reflect a little bit on today. I really liked it. These are some basic things that I want to incorporate in my life every single day. What I did like is that I did not go on social media, but when I was really tired, instead I lay down, had a nap, and read a little bit, like in my comic, before I had a nap, and I think that was really nice. I probably would have watched on YouTube or something. I also want to do more journaling. I think that is good, and just incorporate more quiet into my day, and I hope that this 10-week challenge will allow for that. It's evening, it's 10:40 I think, or 9:45, something like that, so I should be in bed within 45 minutes. And I'm quickly gonna go through everything that I need to have done today. I've had a really busy day, so I'm afraid I've missed some stuff, but we'll see right now. Done my 10,000 steps. Bed. I did not do the hamster challenge. I forgot about that. No. I'm not sure whether I have time for that. Okay, but... Oh, but I was so sweaty if I do that. I'll be so sweaty. I'm gonna do the rest first and see. I may not make that. Oh shit. Okay. Cello, not done that yet, but I can do that now. I've done fruit and veg, check. German, yeah. Social media, max 45 minutes, yeah. And conscious consumer, 5 minutes. So I'll do my cello. I'll do conscious consumer. And then I'll see where we're at, because I still need to bring my washing inside. I might not have time to do the workout. So I guess we're gonna get going. I finished my first two sets, and I just hang up my washing, so I'm gonna do the third one. I will not make it before past. I think it's 20 past now, and I'm sweaty, and I can feel my arms, even holding my phone right now. Seeing the advantage of having an accountability partner, because I'm doing this with one of my best friends, and we've promised each other to send each other a photo every single day once you've completed the workout, and she does it perfectly in the morning. And it's day 2, and I've been procrastinating it. I forgot the first day. The second day was also sort of an in-between. So I should find some sort of routine, but it is really good that I have an accountability partner, otherwise I probably would have taken it off the list. So we're gonna do the third set, then we're gonna have a quick shower and see if we can minimize the bedtime. I've done my German. I went on a walk, not 10,000 steps, I think it was like 3,000, to the supermarket. I did some editing, and I'm gonna cut it here. I've decided, because it is extremely hot here in the Netherlands, and it's also gonna be really hot in the next few days. And I'm just not functioning. I'm going to work right now, and after that I'm going on holiday with my housemates. So I don't want to push anything, and I'm quite overwhelmed and overstimulated by the amount of light. So I'm just gonna take a chill and see what I can do. Also, the next coming days is only gonna get worse. I'm gonna do what I can, but I'm not gonna follow all the strict rules, because I should just look after myself first. It's been an interesting week. I don't think it was the best week to start with the challenge, because we had a heat wave, and then up to 40 degrees. So it was really hot and difficult to do anything. My energy was really low. I tended to go to bed late because of the heat, but also woke up early because of the sun. And then also I went on holiday with my housemates. Then with the heat, it was really difficult to stick to my eating routine, which is fine. It just meant that I had more sugar and salt snacks just to keep going. Then the handstand challenge, I did it for the first day. I don't want to do a workout every day for the sake of doing a workout for that specific goal. I want to get into the routine of doing something that it feels good for my body other than my 10,000 steps a day. So stretching or doing yoga can count as that, because that's ultimately the habit that I want, is a sort of routine where I do some stretches or do a light workout every single day, and it doesn't have to take an hour like this workout routine. It can just be 5 minutes of stretching. So I'm gonna change the handstand challenge to stretch/workout. I could change that into, because I want to get into a sport routine and maybe do sports 3 times a week. I could spread it out in a way that this is one of my sports activities. Yesterday the heat, I realized when it comes to wanting to have just mainly fruits and veg and like just coffee and something and snacks, I realized I need to be prepared more, especially with this heat. That's why it didn't really work when we were traveling. But yesterday, for example, I went into the supermarket and thought, okay, what can I do to be better prepared? So I made myself lots of smoothies, lots of watermelon, and the snacks that I got, I love this snack at the moment, is little pieces of cucumber with salt. Like, it almost tastes like a salt cracker. So just to make sure that I get enough salt and sugar in, just with this heat, it's the only way to keep going. So that really worked. I don't have to stick with it every single day, but I want a routine in which that is normal, and that's what I want to build, to reach for that rather than something else. So that's what we're gonna do. The social media, not more than 45 minutes, went really well because we were on holiday. And the only thing that was consistent, which is interesting, is German, because I schedule it every single day. And the one day that I didn't do it on holiday, I read in my book. I'm gonna plan next week, but I will need to take into account that I'm still away, and that's what sort of went wrong, I feel, this week. Is that I was conscious of the fact that I wasn't able to do economics and all of those things, but I still planned too much and not really taking into account what my actual external circumstances are. So, but it was a good first week and I learned from it a lot. Yesterday I didn't do my stretch exercises or any type of video workout, so I'm gonna start doing it early today, because yesterday was definitely because of procrastination and I didn't feel like doing it in the morning, so I thought like I could do it at night, but obviously that didn't happen. So it's still morning, so I'm gonna do it now, knowing that I probably won't do it later. It is 10:25 and I just spent up to 1.5 hours on my bed just watching YouTube. And it's been a really long day and long days, plural. So I'm not mad at myself. It's not a problem. I genuinely also forgot that I had set the goal to only do 45 minutes after it happened, so. But then also I'm thinking now, I haven't played my cello yet, I haven't done my stretches yet. However, I can still make it in time for bed. I am obviously really tired, so I think I'm gonna decide and not play my cello today or do the exercises and instead just head to bed early, because I've not been able to for the past 2 weeks, so I think this would be a bigger accomplishment than ticking those other 2 off, even though it doesn't matter that much if I don't do that today. So I've got 5 minutes and I'm gonna head to bed now.
We just had lunch in the city center and I'm the only one with a bike. So instead of cycling 50 minutes, we decided to go a walk home together, which is over an hour, I think it's been, because we've also walked around the city center a little bit. but we chose for the 10,000 steps today, don't we?
20,000.
20,000 steps today. Today I'm gonna take everything off. Yesterday I was able to get to bed early. Yes! Which felt great, and I feel like a different person. So that is a great reminder of why you should go to bed on time. I'm really glad that even though the past 2 weeks have been really busy and I've not been able to focus on this challenge a whole lot, it did help me to get some of the basic back in check. So my sleeping schedule has been awful, but I have been thinking about it, and that is finally starting to get normal again. I had 2 great nights, so that is good. So hopefully that's going back to normal, and it allowed me to get some routine in for my mind, for my body, and then ambitions and education. I took some inspiration from yesterday. So yesterday I walked home from the city centre with a friend of mine, which is obviously a great way to get your steps in. And today I've been really busy, got lots of social things to do. I've had a brew and now another sort of goodbye brew. So it would be easy to say I don't have the time to do my 10,000 steps. However, I decided to leave the other brew a little bit early and then walk to the other brew. So I'm just walking everywhere now. I've also done my cello playing today. I did that just before I left for the first brew. I was there a little bit late, which was no problem. But I realized that I should play the cello now because I'll be home late tonight. So I better be a little bit late for the first brew, play 5 minutes because that's all I need to do, and then have played my cello today. So I did that before leaving, and I'm really glad I did. Also, it was quite nice. And lastly, the past few days I've been pretty bad when it comes to screen time. It's not been hours, but it's been more than 45 minutes. That's the goal I set. It's been more like an hour, up to 1.5 hours a day. And I just don't want that, because I don't need that much screen time. And I've just been noticing that when I'm really tired, which I've been for the past few days, that is my way of de-stressing and relaxing, just sort of disassociating like way. But I don't want that. So today I've consciously tried to, when I was really tired after my second German lesson, I just lay down on my bed. After I showered, I lay down on my bed and read, and I think I read for like 40 minutes, and it was great, and that absolutely reset me. And I know reading is, for me, is a good substitute. It's just not as easy as just having full of noise and visual distracting you, and relaxing. So I'm going to my parents in half an hour, and I've had my German class. I packed my stuff, so I'm just gonna do my washing up, look after my plants, and then I'm gonna do a little bit of cello playing. Oh, and I also did my conscious consumerism because I created this list, so I'm gonna tick that off. I'm just gonna keep it like that is, and I'm gonna add economics. So I'm gonna start it this week, and this afternoon I will go through my economics books and see how I'm gonna approach that, because I have no idea. I just got a bunch of books from my housemate, and now we've got to figure out how I'm actually gonna prepare for this first course in September. Okay, it's Tuesday, and I needed to find a way to get some sport in today. So today we've got another creative way of getting some other exercises than walking in, which means I'm gonna go skate. But a friend of mine is coming, so I don't have that much free time to actually go and exercise. I probably could, but I don't really have the headspace to make it a proper thing. But what I'm gonna do now is, instead of letting her come by bus, I'm gonna pick her up from the station, and then I'm bringing skates so that she can go cycle back whilst I'm skating next to her. So let's say 15-minute cycle, then the skates will be a little bit slower, so maybe 20 minutes, So that's almost like over half an hour of exercise that is not walking. So I think that's really creative, and then I can take that off. And maybe I can do a little bit skating tonight just to get a little bit more of that sports in. But other than that, then I will be able to do my sports today. Good morning. I am watching a few videos right now of my favorite YouTubers and to see how they structure their videos, because I'm doing it very much vlog style, but I don't know how to get like proper structure into these videos that makes it actually interesting and not just like sort of a video diary, which is also nice. Like, I like doing it, but I was just curious, how do other people do it? How can I learn? How can I improve? And I think that is really important when you're trying to get a message out. So that's what I'm doing right now. So I think I watched 2 videos now, and I already have those in my mind on sort of the topics that I would be relevant for the way that I want to structure my videos. I struggled with the fact that there is a lot to say, so there's a lot of talking involved to just share what I'm learning and how I'm progressing and struggling with. And in my video, like during editing, I sometimes have then 5-minute long rants, and those are, most of it is interesting because it is basically my inner dialogue that I try to voice. But I was struggling with that because I felt like, oh, is that too long? Is that not entertaining enough? But now, if you structure it right, then even those minute-long ideas or talks can be really interesting as long as it sort of fits in the flow of the video. So it is okay to be slow and have long rants, or not rants, but like long talks. And yeah, I should trust that, you know, there will also be people okay with that, and just because they're interested in what I have to say. I just had my last German class for this level, so that's a B2-1 level, so there are 3 B2 levels, and I just finished the first one, and we had to write an essay, and it's going to be corrected right now or later today, and then we'll get a score, I think. It was really stressful because my grammar is awful and my writing is not that strong, so I really hope that I passed it. And then for now, I'm just gonna let German rest for at least 1 week, maybe 2, and then after that we'll see whether I continue online. I really hope I get into my German class at uni so I don't have to pay for it. But I genuinely loved it. I learned so much over the past few months, I think 3 months. My German improved incredibly, so that's, yeah, really excited, but I'm ready to take a little break. So I'm so happy I was able to finish this course before I go on holiday, because I'm going on holiday on Saturday. It's Thursday right now, and so yay! It is useful to have people around you that are knowledgeable in the field that you're trying to improve. So for example, I just had my first lesson of week 2 for economics, and it was talking about the demand function, and I don't know what a function is, and that wasn't explained because that was not what the lesson was about. So my sister fully explained to me what a function is. So helpful, and I think now I understand. It's sore today. It's why I decided to start a little bit of yoga. I just finished playing now, and the reason I did decide to do play, even though I'm staying at other people, is there is a cello available, and I've been hesitant to use it, but I literally, their mom invited me. It's like, feel free, like if you want to play a little bit, and like there was a literal invitation to, and I feel like that was a sign for me to just like, you know what, let's just play and break the barrier. Why is it not closing? There we go. And I decided to, and actually Like, I don't know why I made a deal out of it before. It's really not that bad. And actually it was so nice to play for a little bit. Like, it was really cool. So I'm glad I did it. I'm gonna definitely do that next week as well. It is the end of week 3 and I'm sitting here after a shower with my tea and I'm gonna do a little reflection. So this week has been interesting. I've got my habit tracker right here next to me. I'll show it on the screen to show what it looks like. I feel like some habits are changing. Looking at German, I've been going really steady with that. Even though now I've finished the course, I have been reading German for at least half an hour a day every day. So that is really good. So I'm keeping that up. Then we're gonna look at economics. Economics was added only from week 3 onwards, and I've been doing it every day except Friday. But it's good that, yeah, there's a lot of red on Friday, but that was because I worked. I had to prepare for my holiday and had to pack a lot and leave my room because I'm not going to be there for a couple of weeks and clean, and that just took a lot longer than I realised. And I had a call with a friend, so it was really difficult to get anything done on Friday. But other than that, economics is going well and I've been doing it for at least an hour a day. Then we're looking at conscious consumerism. That's been going strong. Then we're going to go for workout and stretch. So in the first week, that was the handstand challenge. And now I did do 2 days of the handstand challenge, but I didn't quite like it. So I switched that one out for a stretch or a workout, because that's really a habit that has not been in my life lately. And I used to do that when I was 18. I used to do yoga every single morning. And I guess I kind of want to go back into that because I really like it. So that's a habit I really needs to slowly start in there again. So I'm already quite happy with me doing it on and off, like every other day. We did do overall a little bit better than week 2. However, for week 3, I added in meditation because that's also what I used to do. And then sometimes it's just really nice to do a meditation instead of a physical thing. So that one switched to meditation, which also made it a little bit more accessible for me. So it doesn't always have to be physical. Then looking at cello, the only time I wasn't able to do that in the first week was when I was traveling. And I literally didn't have my cello with me, so that makes sense. In week 2, I introduced the grey area. And that means that day I'm literally not able to do it. So when I'm on holiday and I don't have my cello with me, then I can't play the cello. And then why would I make that red? Because that's not a learning situation, that's just I'm physically not able to do it. And then week 2, I had 3 days not able to do it. Then I only did not do it for 1 day, which I believe was a busy day. And then this week, I did really well on the cello playing for the first 3 days. And then I had a lot of travel days for the past 3 days. So I wasn't able to do it. And I'm here now with my friend and they do have a cello here. Let's go to fruit and snacks. The first day, it was a heat wave, so it was really difficult to stick to it. So I did only 3 out of 7 days. Still not too bad, but could have been better. And in the second week I did really well. I only did it not for 2 days, so I did 5 out of 7 days, and that felt really good. And then this week I did it I didn't do it on the Tuesday. And then yesterday, because I'm here on holiday and they have lots of brownies and puddings like that. We're doing lots of walking and swimming, so getting a little bit of sugar in is nice. I just, not too much. But like apart from the Saturday, I only didn't do it once, like on Tuesday. So I think that is definitely improvement. Then the social media. In the first week, I only did once. So that's great. In the second week, a little bit more. It's on busy days, so it was just too much. So that was to overstimulate a lot. And then to really quieten myself down, I used to watch a lot. So that's interesting that it's a coping mechanism in a way. So you can see in the days that I was really tired, I tend to grab for social media. Then this week, Thursday was also packing or unpacking, something like that. So I do tend to do that whilst I pack. It's easy when you're on holiday and busy all day to not do it when you're with other people. My 10,000 steps. First week, it's on and off. And the days that I didn't get it weren't far off. It was either 7,000 or 8,000 steps. So you know, 4 out of 7 days, not too bad. Also because I needed to get back into that routine. Last week, week 2, I was able to do it every single day. And this week, only not on Friday. Yeah, okay, but that was a really busy day. I had to work a lot. I literally did not have time. So that is a habit that's really coming back. So I'm happy about that. We are moving to getting in bed on time. Well, that had just been an extreme struggle. It didn't feel like it was improving because I just feel like it's been going not well for weeks now. But actually I can see the improvement now, so that's why habit trackers are valuable in that way. I did not realize there was an improvement, so that's good. Then sports. That is a category I introduced from week 2 onwards when I realized I don't want to do an hour of workout every single day. However, I do like to get in more sporty routine. I just decided for me sports is another way of saying something other than walking. So I need to do it 3 times, and then I'll use the grey colour to, you know, fit in the days that I'm not gonna do it. And then I did add in week 3 the category of play, and then I forgot to fill that in every single day. I just want to be more conscious about adding in some fun. So yeah, I mean, apart from Friday and Saturday, which is because of traveling and work and getting ready for traveling, been difficult. But when you look at it, what I was able to do in these days were actually really good, and I was able to do the most important things. I'd say over the past 3 weeks, there have been definite improvements. It's the holidays. I'm extremely tired. I have lots of other stuff going on as well. It'd just be too overwhelming to have to do all these habits every single day. I'm aiming for it. It's a guideline, and I'm trying to improve a little bit every single day. I'm doing it for the long run. These are just habits and the way I want to approach my life in the future. So I have the whole holiday to get better at this and maybe add other stuff and make it more nuanced and tweak it where needed. So it's just fine-tuning my life, and it is getting better every week, as you can see. And these, especially the last week, which have been, you can see I've done a lot more. It has been a quiet week, relatively. So you can see how that is helping the situation, basically. Very much felt like a sort of figuring out what needs to be in my habit tracker, fine-tune it, and getting those habits sort of up and running. And I feel like it's coming. It's definite improvements. It's fun. I'm excited, and it feels really good to be able to work towards my dreams, because I see what I want now in my life, and even though I don't know exactly how it's gonna look like, I sort of know the actions I need to take, and this is definitely part of it. So we just gotta keep going.